because we off note.
Taxstone somehow made a complete new genre of podcasting.
Facts. He 100% did.
Who gets credited for being the first real gangster rapper? I know it's a few of them up there in that 80s era.
Ice-T.
Yeah, right?
Ice-T's the official, on paper, like the first gangster rapper.
I would hate to call Taxstone the Ice-T of podcasting because that doesn't sound too well.
Yeah. Unless he comes out and starts getting police acting roles. That'd be crazy.
Yo, shout out to Ice-T. Ice-T's a real
Ice-T made it an amazing career out of it. Yeah.
Shout out to Pimps Up, Hoes Down.
Yeah, but Tax for sure because Combat Jack was a hip hop attorney.
Yeah.
He had the Combat Jack. Well, he started Loudspeaker with Chris Monroe. So they were the, and I can't even speak on podcast period. We're really talking about hip hop podcasts.
Yeah.
Because Joe Rogan was doing his shit way back in the day too. Joe, you know what I'm saying? He was doing this shit before he was doing this shit during Fear Factor. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Combat Jack, not gangster rapper, he was a lawyer in podcasting. Then it was Juan Epstein, Cypher Sounds, and Peter Rosenberg.
Yep.
Shout out to Peter Rosenberg.
And then other ones started popping up outside of that, I'm sure. But then the next notable one that I knew about was like Brilliant Idiots. And then Tax Season was the first.
The Reed and all them.
The Reed and all them started popping up. But yeah, the first gangster one, like a gangster behind a microphone for real, had to be Tax.
It was Taxstone.
The Taxstone, man. Yeah, bro.
What made him great is what made him weak at the same time. Because he's in a four-wall cell right now.
And Joe Budden, and I always forget, just because I was so invested in Taxstone's Tax Season, the Joe Budden incident was that was the one that really catapulted that podcast to like...
To astronomical levels.
Yeah, to astronomical levels, yeah. So it's like that one really catapulted it. What? I don't know what it is, yeah. No, leave them out though.
I'm about to say something's going on in the studio.
Yeah, I'm about to... Oh, no, yeah.
You said it sounded like an individual?
Yeah.
But
size 12s, 11?
Right. But yeah, and then I remember Gilly came on the Tax Season.
Yeah, he came on very early. Nori came on there.
Yeah.
He had a bunch of niggas in podcasting on very early. He had Star on there.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Legendary episode, still available on SoundCloud.
I was just re-listening to that a couple of days ago at work.
He also had a lot of bottle girls, which, looking back, I think
Cardi B.
He just, he feels bad for it.
Early on, he used them as co-hosts. It was like, it was lubricant for the conversation. It's a pair of big titties in the room. I don't know what would have happened if that one Dominican girl wasn't in there on that Joe Budden episode.
That was Stephanie Santiago.
She was playing the perfect cheerleader role, but she was rooting for both teams.
She was.
Like, everybody was going to score, and it was because of her encouragement.
She used to be on Lip Service, but she's not on that no more. And then I remember the last thing I remember hearing about Stephanie Santiago is she had like an opioid addiction or something like that.
Jesus.
And she got crazy sick. And she had one of those early BBLs, so her proportions are crazy. And that's the last I heard from her. I don't know what she's doing. I think she might have been chilling with Dame for a little bit too,
with Damon Dash.
With Damon, because I would only because a lot of her
probably turned that bitch into an entrepreneur.
Yeah, for sure. Because she would all of a sudden a lot of her Instagram posts were her and Dame just chilling somewhere exotic,
and they not just talking
and
business.
They not just exactly,
just talking business.
Yeah,
they doing something else.
So
some frisky business, nigga.
Shout out to Stephanie Santiago. Shout out to Stephanie Santiago.
That's a superstar name right there, though.
It is. Yeah.
You would think that she would take that a little bit further.
She's a legend.
Stephanie Santiago.
No, that's
like a comic book character.
She's a legendary like bad bitch in New York though. Like legendary, I think.
And it probably takes a lot to be a legendary bad bitch in New York.
The internet.
I was just about to say, what does it take for to be like that in New York?
Because there's so many of them over there.
Does it take fucking the right people and not fucking the right people, like a combination of both?
Yeah, you gotta. It's a type war.
Yeah,
because it's like because if she was fucking Jay-Z at one point, this is a win. Even now, it's like, oh, that's Jay-Z's ex-girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, if you're fucking Hell Rel, you know what I'm saying? It's like
or Maul.
Maul.
She can even fuck big.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, okay, you're taking L's. You know what I'm saying? So she selectively got the right dicks and turned the right ones down and did the right business, I guess.
Which is what the good concubines do.
Yeah, she was probably the Cleopatra of the Bronx or wherever the fuck she from.
𝙬𝔦𝔐𝔓𝔦𝔑 once said, proper pussy management, it's rare out here.
PPM.
And he'll never say that again. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
But
which is crazy.
I'll say it for him, but we're going to get to that, though, because we have a great 𝙬𝔦𝔐𝔓𝔦 section at the end, I feel like, where But we were talking about Taxstone though. The reason that we were I brought up Joe Budden is because I was just like, damn, this nigga Joe is really a part of that big ass moment too. And I forgot a tax season where there's no other podcaster. I don't know any other podcaster who would have handled Joe Budden.
Nobody.
And done what Tax did by the way he was screaming. He was like, the fuck is wrong with this dude? Yo! You know what I'm saying? Just like bugging out, bro. Like,
he was just getting so frustrated because he sees right through it. Like this nigga, like Joe Budden kept calling him a jail nigga, and he's right. Tax is a jail nigga, but that's why he's seeing right through this nigga.
Right,
he's in the lab where manipulators go to get better at getting manipulating.
Right,
Yeah.
They're in there manipulating each other.
He but yeah, Tax. I still haven't seen a hood podcaster that great.
Are there any more?
I take that back. Maybe Big Loon. Big Loon, but his specialty is like, I would say Big Loon's not nearly as funny as Tax. So Tax was like hilarious too.
Nah.
Hilarious, articulate, intelligent.
Yeah. So,
he reads books.
Yeah, he was really one of a kind, bro. I don't know. I really hope, I don't know if they've sentenced him yet because the trial is over.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they've sentenced him. So I'm just really curious to know what Tax will do when he does get out. I mean, if he gets out. I don't know what he's even facing, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? But
it's possible for him to do a podcast from prison because he's done several appearances on different podcasts.
He has.
Like, do you think would you want to hear that? Real stories from the cell?
Nah.
I'm going to be honest. I would listen to that.
Real?
I might just be that much of a Taxstone fan.
I would, but at the same time, how much can we really listen to? You know what I'm saying? I don't know how much, unless he was doing like phone interviews with people.
Tax would be doing what he did in the beginning, opening a new door in the podcast
That's
lane.
True. He might trailblaze like
prison podcasting.
Prison podcasting.
It's got the sound of the phone call.
And maybe he start a network and that be a jail program.
Closed doors. That's how they open up the podcast.
Turning cellies into communicators.
Bro. That'd be great. And he's really in there like, you can do the school program, and that's how you get your daily pay. Is government assistance, it's loudspeaker assistance. They set this program up with the jail.
And he still can keep up to date on what's going on socially in the popular lexicon.
Because he tweets still.
Bro, he tweets.
And he's gonna he might have the better perspective on things because he's detached. He's looking at it from out there.
True.
Or from in there. When you in it, like, bro, when you in it and you live in real everyday life, like it's certain things that you can't catch. You don't got the time to read this whole article and consume this shit.
He has more time to think about every angle than we can even wrap our mind around.
He's read, that book that you brought on our podcast is 400 pages. He is reading 400 books in the time it takes you to read that one book.
Yeah.
That's a
literally.
fact.
He has just more time to divulge into those things.
No, that's a whole
He's
fact.
probably a better reader. You have all that time reading, nigga.
You better get out with a proficiency in reading after being in jail.
Yo, he has to write his own book.
He has to write a book.
I can only imagine.
And 𝙬𝚘 will back it, but it has to be a mature book. Or if it's not mature, it would be a mature.
It would
right?
be.
It would be because he was already 35-ish.
33, I don't know, something like that.
I don't know how old he is now, but I wonder how old he is now. But it's like, even if he doesn't get out for 20 years, they're gonna be 50 by the time he get out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
y'all trying to get him on a podcast? Because we could easily call him in.
Nigga,
that's nothing.
Hell yeah, and we'll put yes.
And I feel like we can get in contact with him like nothing.
Nigga,
he's 37 years old.
He's 37. Yes, a 20 piece would. Whew.
They said 20.
Wait, go back. Troy Ave is 37 too. Just you closed the tab. Troy Ave was 30s. Wow.
Mano 49.
Well, at least he's beefing with people his own age.
I thought Troy Ave was younger than me.
He's picking on kids his own size.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't know he was
literally
that old.
That's honorable.
Both the same height.
Yeah, probably around that. But yeah, we're gonna have to try to get Taxstone on this podcast.
I'm 100% down with that for sure.
Because it's very possible.
Because Taxstone on top of 𝙬𝚘, one of them reasons niggas picked that mic up.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm out of my game at the nobody. But those are people who played that made me want to play the game.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
Because I don't think that you can, like, especially with this is so personal. It's like you really got to be an individual to really make it work.
That's
I
true.
don't think you can see what 𝙬𝚘 does and just replicate it, even though there's plenty of people doing that currently.
Yeah. Well,
a very specific version of them, too.
Well, let's jump into that right now then, because